Well, hello, how are we doing on episode 3 of the Raw Vision Mix Show? It's absolutely fantastic to have you here tuning in on the live stream. You are all beautiful people. So we're keeping it deep, we're going to house, we've got some minimal vibes, we've got some electro vibes, we're kind of mixing it up in this show this week. And of course, every week I bring you a guest, and tonight it's going to be Joe Logue. Now this tasty little tune that's coming in, this is actually from a London artist. He goes by the name of Dominic Aquila, and this one here is called Just a Minute. You might have catched him or caught him at some of the shows in London. He's due to be playing with Jack Swift soon in November, I believe. Big ups to Jack and of course Dominic. So if you are tuned in live, you're on the Facebook Live, so write in, send us a message, we'll give you a shout out. If you are tuned in on the podcast, thanks very much for subscribing, and on Spotify, nice one. My name's NATMAC, this is live in BMG Sound Studios, so the best place really where you can learn, hire and play. Do a little couple of shout outs here while this groovy track is bouncing away. Big shout out to Florin, Owen and Ed who are tuned in. Thanks so much for your vibes. Also another big shout out to Laylowleee who's loving the track, and all you lovely watchers watching right now, how you doing? My name's NATMAC, so go give us a like on Underground Ovation and of course NATMAC and of course BMG Sound. So another one from the amazing Depp and Wait record label, sorry, tongue-tied there. This is Laylowleee. It's a new track and it's a lovely track. It's called Smiling Eyes and it's a live jam. So make sure you check out Depp and Wait. I played one of their tracks on my first show. So if you're into these deep vibes, then go check them out. Thanks for tuning in to episode 3 on the Raw Vision Mix Show. My name is NATMAC and it's been lovely to have you here. Thank you for all the people here that are watching live. Alan, Sean, Paul. Speaking of Paul, I should really let you know this track. This is, of course, a brand new track and it goes by the name of Paragraph. And it is by Mr. Paul T. So big ups to you. Thanks for tuning in. So make sure you go check out Paul T. He was on episode 1. And I believe he's supporting a few acts around Cork at the moment. And this is his latest track. Go check it out. Oh, I'm liking this track. This is a whopper. Thanks very much to Paul T for sending it in. And if you are interested in having your track played on the Raw Vision Mix Show, all you got to do is let us know. Go give us a like on Underground Ovation on Instagram or Facebook. and just send us a message. We also have a mixtape series as well, so if you're interested in putting on one of our mixtapes for our SoundCloud, you can of course do that. Just get in touch with Underground Ovation. We've got a crew who are supporting the scene, and all you've got to do is message us, Facebook, Instagram, whatever you like. We've also got an email, that's info@undergroundovation.com. So if you want to send us an email, you can. So any tracks we're going to promote, because it's very important to promote our scene that we got going on. Now coming up, I've got a few more other tracks for you, some local tracks, some that you might already know about. And then of course I've got my guest mix. And last week I want to say a big thank you as well to everyone who tuned in to Jamie B and Set, and it was great to see everybody as well at the birthday party. So if you were there at Bastardo Electrico on Saturday with Sunil Sharp, it was whopper. So massive support there for you, Paul. Those of you tuned into the Facebook Live, thank you so much for all the support. That last one there was Paul T, and it was called Paragraph. Here we've got a nice track coming in. It's by Fish Go Deep, and it's called Dub Weapon 2.1. Now this one here is on the Bastardo Electrico record label, so it was actually brought out quite a long time ago. I thought it was fitting for tonight, considering we had a 17th birthday on Saturday for the label and the club night. Thanks for tuning in. track from one of our ladies. Very special lady. She came and performed for us at the fundraiser in Wigwam. If you're up there, thanks so much for coming. He raised €505 for breast cancer research. So this track coming in here, this is by Emma J and it's called Doing Bits, and she's definitely doing bits for me here. This is a sick track. Thanks Emma for sending it in. Oh yes, track coming in right here. This one here is by Stephen Forde and I haven't stopped playing this track. It is unbelievable. It's called Osculate and it's by Stephen Forde and it's going to be on the record label Spirit of Lou. And it seems fitting because Joe Logue is here in the studio and he is from Spirit of Lou. Turn it up. This is an absolute track. It's such a beautiful track. It goes by the name of Osculate. It's unreleased. It's going to be out on Spirit of Lou though. I'm really excited to tell you about that. And of course, as you can see here, if you're watching live, we've got Joe Logue setting things up ready for Spirit of Lou. Showcasing some of your tracks, showcasing some of Spirit of Lou. But of course, this one here, make sure you check it out. Really liking this track. Gonna let it play out a bit longer just because I'm feeling that buzz. You know, when you got that vibe, you just gotta let it play. And I've let it play probably a bit too much in my car, in my headphones. It's just a great track. Now it's coming to an end for this track, and I'm gonna pass over the reins to this gentleman beside me if you're watching online. He goes by the name of Joe Logue. He is formerly from, what are you with, YD, yeah? And of course, you are part of Spirit of Lou as well, aren't you? So do you want to tell us a little bit about yourself, Joe?
So I'm Joe Logue. I'm here representing the Spirit of Lou, which is basically a record label and a little bit more with like-minded visual artists, DJs and producers. So Steve's track there will be out in a couple of weeks on the Spirit of Lou, and I'll be playing one of my own tracks that was released last month as well.
Brilliant. So can you give us any like little exclusives or anything? Like, obviously you got some stuff coming up. You're playing tonight, aren't you? You're playing in Cypress Avenue. You're supporting Electrico. Yeah, do you want to tell us a little bit about that?
Not much to say really. Just myself and Dan with Wire Deep are supporting Electrico. We have our monthly residency in Cypress Avenue. We have a show on the 31st of October. We also have Kevin Gubbins, who's also part of the Spirit of Lou. He released already on the label as well. He's playing for the Die Halloween night in Limerick as well.
Yeah, I see that. That's going to be brilliant. Those nights look mental. They really do. So, Spirit of Lou, what's the name or what's it all about? Tell me a bit about Spirit of Lou.
Basically, it was the brainchild of Anthony O'Keefe. He thought up of it there a couple of, must be about a year ago now. But basically, he just wanted to get like-minded people together, you know, people who make art or music and get us all together into one room and put our brains together. So we've done a lot of work behind the scenes. There's not much, you know, on the Facebook and stuff. There's a good few releases, but there's not a lot of content there. But we'll be putting some stuff up now this Thursday, and we really getting the ball rolling on the label coming into 2020.
Brilliant. So something's happening on Thursday. Right, guys, so if you're on social media, you need to be finding out what's happening on Thursday. I need to know. I'm going to be on social media. I'm going to be checking it out. I'm intrigued now to find out what you guys have on offer. So what's going to be your buzz tonight? What are you going to take us on? Like, what journey? What kind of tracks are you feeling?
It's going to be a bit deeper, a bit atmospheric, and it's going to mix in well with my track Abstract, which will be in the middle of the set, which was released on the Spirit of Loose. So it's just kind of a deep little journey, and we'll see how it goes.
Brilliant, we look forward to it. So obviously throughout Joe's show, I will be letting you know of some events you can go to, maybe some topics you need to know about. And of course, if you have any questions for Joe, if you're watching on the live stream, just shout them out, and obviously I can ask Joe, or we can talk about it throughout the show. Thanks very much. Over to you, Joe. thanks very much for tuning in. This is the Raw Vision Mix Show with me, your host, NATMAC from Underground Ovation. So make sure you go check that out if you are on the Facebook now, then you're watching us live. If you're tuning in to the podcast, then that means you're listening after we're live. So we're in BMG Sound. This is a studio, and in fact, if you've been watching, you probably saw some things going on. We've got some equipment getting set up there for, I believe, your gig tonight, so for a Jekka. So if you would like to actually learn how to play these beautiful white Nexus, maybe you want to learn vinyl, maybe it's, I don't know, a controller, whatever you want. This is a completely soundproof studio. It's really comfortable. Get onto bmgsound.com, get yourself booked in and have a go. It's the best way to do it. And maybe I used to come here, I don't know about yourself, Joe, I used to come here and practice on these because I afford these. I actually can't afford these. These are too expensive. But you could come in here and actually practice. So if this is something you'd like to do, it's not very expensive. Just get onto bmgsound.com and check it out. Thanks very much for all the support for everybody last week. Thanks very much for now, for tuning in. I'm going to pass over now and continue with Joe. This track here goes by the name of Abstract, and it is in fact by the man on the decks right now, Mr. Joe Logue. It's on the Spirit of Lou record label, so make sure you check them out. Serious selection of artists, and it's nice to see an eclectic mix coming together on that label. I saw a little showcase that you did in Cork, and it was nice to see all the different tracks and the different flavours that you have to offer. So big ups to all the Spirit of Lou guys, and we look forward to having some more material on this show in the future. Nice little track coming in here. Now, if you're interested in these tracks that Joe is playing, he's going to be supporting a Jekka with Dan from Wire Deep this evening. And tonight is Tuesday the 15th of October, and that event will be happening in Cypress Avenue. Now, speaking of events, we've got quite a few events coming up. On the 17th, which is Thursday, that's going to be Crombie. That's happening in Darley. So make sure you go check that out. This is an Irish tour, in fact. So if you're into Crombie, make sure you go to Darley. We've got Tomiie happening on Saturday. That will be a good gig. And of course, we've the Sunday Social. I don't know if anybody was there on Sunday. It was beautiful. So it's the Sunday Social that was happening in Darley. This week it's going to be Guarda Mike. So expect an eclectic mix from Guarda Mike, and he's definitely someone who's been on the scene here in Cork for a very long time and a respectable character. So get yourself in there if you fancy a little bit of a rollover or you just want to chill out on some beanbags, and that's Darley on Sunday. thanks for tuning in. This is the Raw Vision Mix Show, episode 3. And tonight with my guest, Mr. Joe Logue. Big support from all of the people here in Cork. It was absolutely lovely to hear the kind words you had to say on Saturday when I was in Darley. So many of you coming up to me, letting me know how much you enjoy the show. Big ups to the boys up in Bray as well, who listen to it and watch it on their way back down into Cork. Thanks so much. So the whole point of this show is to showcase local talent. We might have a few international guests in the pipeline as well. And I'm going to leave actually my next guest next week a little bit of a mystery. You're just going to have to tune in. It's going to be on Thursday, the 24th of October. And yeah, just tune in. So if you do have the opportunity to get on Facebook, it will be a Facebook Live event. And of course, you can catch the podcast after. And if you are tuning into the podcast, don't worry, that all the tracks there will be listed there as well. So if there's anything you really are enjoying tonight, then you can make sure you go check it out. Now, speaking of checking things out, I'm going to be checking out a lot of stuff from tomorrow. I am attending ADE. Those of you who are unaware of what that stands for, it's the Amsterdam Dance Event. It's actually a music conference, parties, and an educational platform for people in the music industry and party goers from all around the world. I've been going probably for about 8 years now, and I meet so many heads there, so many people I've met over the years, and new people I'm really excited to meet. Going to be going to some interesting conferences, going to be checking out Cirque, Boiler Room, going to be checking out what Carl Cox has to say, going to be checking out a few underground artists. So make sure you go on the Underground Ovation Facebook page and Instagram. There'll be plenty of stories and posts that I'll be posting through the course of my time at the conferences and some of the parties. Now, not to forget to mention, I should say, we have a couple of Irish artists that will be performing at ADE. We, of course, have Mr. Jamie Bean performing at Panama on Thursday. So those of you who are there in Amsterdam, make sure you go check him out. And, of course, the beautiful Colleen, she will be performing on Saturday at the Dockyard Festival. That is actually sold out. But if you do have the ADE conference pass, you might be able to get in if you get in early. And she's on early, so you should be able to go see her. She's on at 11 a.m, I believe, till about 12. So that's at the Dockyard Festival. And that's just, I think you have to get a little boat from the central station to go see that. So make sure you go support Colleen, one of our very own here in Ireland. Now, if many of you here are heading over to ADE, hit me up, NATMAC TJ on Instagram, and I'm also on Facebook. Send me a message, we'll link in. If you're going to any of the conferences, I'd love to meet some of you, so make sure you let me know that you're there. And in the meantime, for all of you not going, unlucky, because I'm really excited. I will see you on the other side. So thanks for tuning in to the Raw Vision Mix Show. Tonight has been episode 3, and we've enjoyed your company here on the Facebook Live. Thanks very much, Joe, for coming in. Do you want to say anything?
That's it, really. Just keep an eye on the Spirit of Loot page. Thursday evening, we're going to launch some new content. So, yeah, it's exciting to be a part of it, and, big things to come, as they say,
Nice one. No, definitely. If you're producing tracks like that, it's going to be very exciting for this label. So make sure you check out Thursday for Spirit of Lou. And, of course, next Thursday will be our show. I know we've changed it a little bit. We've done Tuesday, we've done Thursday, we've done Wednesday. We're going to try and stick to Wednesdays, but next Thursday is when we're going to kick things off. Probably going to do it between 8:30 and 9:30. But keep an eye on the Facebook page, as all the details will be revealed of the time and maybe a little bit of a teaser of what's going to happen. So keep an eye, and if you are not on our Facebook page, go give it a like, give this a share, support our own, because every track we play, or what I play, is usually a track from a local artist or someone who's completely underground. So let's make sure we promote that and continue to support each other. It's been absolutely fantastic talking and being with you here today on this show, but I'm going to let this tune roll out, and if you're going to a Jekka, enjoy it. If you're going to ADE, see you there.